Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Vicki Chats podcast. I have a very special guest in the studio with me today, Brandon Bennett, from the Twin Cities to Waterloo, with stops across the globe in between. Brandon Bennett brings a world of experience and a passion for people to everything he does. As Executive Director of Programs for the Family YMCA of Blackhawk County, Brandon's journey has taken him from Everest Base Camp to local battlefields, from safari trails to summer camps, all driven by one mission: helping kids and families thrive, connect, and grow stronger together. So, welcome back to Community Pulse, the YMCA Series, ladies and gentlemen, your monthly spotlight on impact, inspiration, and the people powering positive change right here in Blackhawk County. Now, this season, we're driving into the summer at the Y, where early learning, youth sports, aquatics, and camps come alive for kids of all ages. From first swim strokes to lifelong friendships, it's all happening right now, and it's all for everyone. Whether he's leading supporting families or programs or cheering on the Minnesota home teams, Brandon brings energy, heart, and a little competitive spirit to the table. Just ask him about his fourth grade 3-point title. Oh, yes. Today, we're talking summer, community, and how the Y continues to show up in big ways for the people it serves every single day. Welcome to the show, Brandon Bennett.
Thank you for having me, Vicki. As I tell many people, you're one of our biggest advocates. We see you at the Y every day. You're a great fundraiser. So
thank you.
I'm happy to be here, and it's an honor to be here with you hanging out.
You're so sweet. Thank you so much for saying that. So you've traveled almost everywhere, Brandon. What's one moment from Everest Base Camp, Zimbabwe, or Iceland that completely changed your perspective on life?
Yeah, I think disconnecting from electronics, social media, that kind of stuff.
Oh, yes.
Pretty much in all those places, but
Yes.
especially Zimbabwe and Everest Base Camp, appreciating the people and the culture there.
Yes.
You just learn a lot from having a little over there,
Yeah.
and then you come back here, and then it's, you're locked in.
Yes.
You're
Yes.
emailing, you're
Right.
texting, you're
Something.
constantly on the go. So I really appreciated those 3 weeks in those places, just meeting new people, disconnecting kind of from everything,
Yes.
and just gaining a new perspective on life that, hey, we can do this without the technology.
Right.
And that helps me when times get busy, especially back home. So yeah.
That's beautiful. So be honest, what's tougher, hiking Everest Base Camp or parenting Kane and Bailey on a busy weeknight?
So I've been working with kids for over 20 years.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's even easier in my mind when they're my kids.
Oh.
So Everest was harder.
Yes.
I can handle a little drama at the house with the kids and things like that.
Yeah.
So hiking, especially for 3 weeks in the freezing cold,
Yes.
was definitely tougher. Because I love, my kids are like, if you need that break every now and then, you see them.
Yes.
And it makes everything better.
Yes,
So,
I
easy.
love it. I love that so much. So you didn't originally see yourself working with kids. What was the turning point that made you realize this is where I belong?
Yeah, so working with kids or education or anything in that capacity was the last thing I was ever going to do. Didn't love school growing up. But then high school came around, and I just, I wasn't the best student. And things like that.
Yeah.
And then college came around, and I said, you know what? I had a really bad experience in high school. I felt like my teachers weren't guiding me in the right direction. I felt like I wasn't getting the resources necessary. So I kind of said, well, why don't I do that? And now I know what other kids will need from an earlier age at that.
Sweet.
And that's kind of what made me do it. And I just think everyone said you kind of have a natural knack to hang out with kids and connect with them. So why not do it?
There you go. I love it. Wow, that's a beautiful perspective. So if your family planned your next big adventure, where do you think they'd send you? And would you survive it?
Oh gosh. Well, my stepson Kane is convinced we're going to New York City, which is not high on my list. That seems too crazy for me. But you know what? It'll be very different because I've never taken a vacation with kids.
Yes.
So will I survive it? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. So we'll find out. I'll make sure to send you pictures if we do.
There you
but
go.
Either way, it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a different type of adventure.
Yes.
Most of the vacations I've done are like hiking and endurance kind of vacations, and that'll be more relaxing and ocean time or big city time in New York. So very different.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. The first time I went to New York, it was 86 in the spring, early like January, when they had Chinese New Year. Okay. And it was so cool.
Yeah, that would be a good time.
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. We loved it.
Did you know it was going to be Chinese New Year?
I didn't until I got there.
So you were just like, wow.
Yes. Yeah. It was beautiful. Yeah. So yeah, you'll enjoy that immensely. So you have been to almost every continent but Antarctica. Wow. Is that next on the big list, or are you good to go without freezing your toes off?
You know, at some point in time, I have to make it there.
Yes.
I want to travel to every continent. But is it high on the list? No. I could go later in life. I don't know how much there is to do there. Yeah. So I'm probably just going to step foot on there. Maybe see some penguins or something. And then get out of there.
There you go.
So not staying there for long, but I definitely have to make it there. Yes.
I love it. As a major Minnesota sports fan, how do you stay loyal through the highs and the heartbreaks?
Yeah, if you guys out there are Minnesota sports fans, you know that it's always heartbreak all the time.
Yes.
But you just have to learn to appreciate that we have sports to watch like that, and we have professional teams to root for back in my home state of Minnesota. So you know what? If they lose, it's okay. Do I stress out during the games? Absolutely.
Yes.
We had 2 playoff games last night, the Minnesota Wild for hockey and the Timberwolves for basketball. I stressed out for both. I had to turn them off. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's all fun. I'm just glad we have them.
Oh my gosh, I love it. You played baseball for 20 years. What position did you play? And do you still have a competitive edge today?
I will always have a competitive edge.
Yes.
That kind of what makes me me in every aspect in life, whether that be athletics or at work or community things. I want to be the best at everything I do. And I played shortstop for all 20 years of baseball.
Nice.
I loved it. It's a very important position. So I just happened to get the position right away in T-ball. And then stuck with it.
Wow.
And it was a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of travel, a lot of northern Minnesota tournaments and things like that. So we had a lot of fun as a family going up to northern Minnesota and playing in those tournaments and enjoying like the Duluth Superior area and things like that. So
I love it. All right. I have to ask, does that 4th grade 3-point championship still come up in conversation?
If anyone ever questions my athletic ability, yes, it will. My UNI staff members, if they ever say I'm washed or things like that, that will be brought up.
I love it.
And then normally it turns into like a game of horse with them or some sort of contest one-on-one. But yeah, you know, it's still going to come up because I still have the big trophy. It's still at my parents' house displayed. It's a nice big trophy. Yeah.
I love it.
So I earned it. And, you know, another story with that is that my dad ended up being hospitalized for 30 days during that contest.
Oh, no.
And I was able to bring him up the trophy after the contest.
Oh, yay.
So I kind of like gifted him the trophy.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So that was a cool moment for me.
Yes.
And maybe that's why it's so memorable is that he couldn't be there and I won it and I brought it to him.
There you go.
Can you believe this?
I love it.
So, yeah.
And the healing properties for him.
To
get that hope and to see that beautiful trophy probably heal him very quickly.
For sure.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. So you're an avid sports card collector. What's the crown jewel of your collection and what makes it so special?
I think any of my Kobe Bryant rookies, I absolutely love them. He was my favorite player growing up.
Yes.
He's just a great athlete. I think he was a great advocate for his communities and the United States and the globe in general. He's a global icon. So I loved his fierce competitiveness. So that's why I like collecting his cards for sure.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much. And when life gets busy, what's your personal reset button? Something that helps you recharge and refocus.
Yeah, having kids is the greatest reset button.
Ooh,
As long as they don't drive you
yes.
crazy. Mine personally don't. My 7-month-old daughter Bailey, she's in the ELC at the YMCA.
Yes.
If I need a quick reset, maybe something's not going the way I want it to at work, I can go run over there, spend 30 seconds with her, because I know as soon as I walk in the room,
Yes.
or probably even before, she's going to be smiling. She smiles at everything.
That's so cute.
She's great in that way to help me personally reset.
Oh my gosh. Everyone has them. What's a totally random pet peeve of yours and that just instantly drives you crazy?
You know what? You say everybody has them, but I really don't.
Oh my gosh.
Nothing really, no, literally
Wow.
nothing like will drive me to the point where I'm like, okay, that's really, really annoying. I don't have one.
Wow.
I don't have one. I'm not easily annoyed person.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe there's little things at work sometimes that are annoying, but I can get over things very easily.
Oh, that's amazing.
And you know what? Maybe that's because I've worked with kids so long.
Yes.
You learn to not let those things get to you.
Yeah.
And you can kind of push them off and that kind of thing. So I feel like I'm lucky, and maybe I'm too nonchalant about things.
That's all good.
Which is good and bad, but I just don't have one.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Wow. So you've spent 20 years in childcare. How do you see the needs of kids and families evolving over time?
Yeah, I think one of the major things is that families, just time in general, families want to be connected instantly. So now updates are important multiple times a day. Yes. Pictures multiple times a day of their kids. I know I love them, for my daughter in the early learning center. I love to see those pictures multiple times a day. Yes. But at the end of the day, there's things that, parents just want someone they can trust to watch their kid. Make sure they're safe. Right. Those things are the most important things at the end of the day, and they're always going to remain constant.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think social media, like those type of things where parents can have instant satisfaction.
Yes.
And seeing that their kids are safe, seeing that their kids are having fun, whereas they kind of just had to trust it back then. So instant gratification.
Yes.
In that for sure.
Oh, for sure. I love it. So you serve on multiple boards, including the Heartland Alliance and Junior Achievement. How do those roles influence your vision at the local Y?
Yeah, so the Heartland Alliance board is our regional board. So the Dakotas, Nebraska, and Iowa.
Nice.
Just from a Y perspective, I think it's helpful because we can bounce ideas off each other. Right. We can learn new ways to train our staff. We just had our conference last week, our big conference with the region last week. So those are always good for networking.
Right.
So any Y board I can be a part of, it's only going to help strengthen my staff, strengthen our Y.
There you go.
Bringing back ideas. And then the Junior Achievement of Eastern Iowa, I'm going to do my board orientation tomorrow.
Oh, yay.
So that's a new board for me.
Wonderful.
And it's just, I think that's just important because it's a local board. Completely local for Cedar Falls. They do have some stuff in, I believe, Cedar Rapids and I think Des Moines.
Nice.
But they're really trying to grow what they can do here in Cedar Falls and Cedar Valley.
Beautiful.
So that will be important because it's local. Yes. And anytime we can do local, we always try to partner local with everything we do. So I'm looking forward to that one.
That's
for sure.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So then I will see you at Career Inspire.
Yes.
Because that is one of their big things, and I do that every year. So we'll be there.
Okay, I will see you. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one. So you've done some pretty epic things in life, Brandon. But what's something hilariously ordinary that you're surprisingly bad at?
What am I bad at? I think being a good listener. You can ask the majority of my staff, especially my coordinators, that they will sit there and talk to me in the office and I'll be like, yep. And then 15 minutes later, like, okay, do you remember what we just talked about? I'm like, no,
Oh.
I need to be a better listener.
It's all good.
You know, so that's something that
Yes.
some people are just absolutely great at,
Oh.
and they can just stop talking
Uh-huh.
and listen. I'm terrible at it.
Oh,
So
precious.
I've been working on it though.
Yes, we're all works in progress.
Yes. Yeah.
So if your kids were being completely honest, what would they say is your most embarrassing dad habit?
I just think I'm loud. Like in general, if we go out somewhere, like I'm loud and I'm going to embarrass them, and that's just the way it is. And that's how my dad was growing up.
Aww,
so you
that's cute.
Just making random weird comments and things like that to embarrass your kids was just ingrained in me. So they're going to get that forever.
Oh my gosh, how adorable is
Yeah.
that? So summer at the Y is such a big deal. What makes this season so impactful for kids and families in Black Hawk County?
It's the time of year where we will get 300 kids on a weekly basis, and
wow.
you know, it's a chance for them to continue their education when they're not in school. So the last thing we want is that big gap for 2.5, 3 months where they're not getting any sort of educational resources given to them and things like that.
Yeah.
So a lot can happen over the summer. So if we can continue that education,
Yes.
it's going to go a long way in making sure our families in Waterloo and Cedar Falls, their kids are above where they were at when they left in May. So it's a big time, you know, field trips, STEM activities, all that kind of stuff. We're going to do them to continue the education.
Oh my gosh, I love it. The Early Learning Center, ELC, serves children as young as 6 weeks. How does that early start shape a child's future in ways people might not realize?
I think the biggest way is that social interaction and emotional interaction between other kids their age, whether they be 6-month-old or the teachers. I think it's so important, especially you could tell for when there was COVID going on.
Yes.
Kids weren't going to childcare centers. They were staying home with their parents more.
Yeah.
And then once kids started coming back, they didn't have that social and emotional, like wherewithal that kids would if they would have started earlier. So I think that social and emotional learning is like the biggest thing. And it's going to affect them, you know, through high school.
Right.
So getting them to learn it early is so important.
Oh my gosh, yes, so important. And school-age childcare and summer camps go beyond just basic supervision. What life skills are kids really building in these programs?
One thing that it's surprising to me, but it's not, is that we, as the Y, focus on respect a lot.
Ooh, I love that.
It's, you know, obviously there's a lot of educational things that we do and things like that, but it's the life skills that are more important, like respecting people and stuff like that. So those are always ones that surprise me, but are the biggest things.
Yes.
And I love seeing kids that are having a really rough summer when they first come in, because they might not have ever gone to a before and after school program. Maybe all they do is go to school.
Right.
So then they come to us, complete change, and they're like, wow, I don't like it here. I don't, you know, that. But once they get to know us and we respect them and then we teach them respect, then it all comes back full circle. And they thank us at the end of the summer and they're like, wow, I had a really great summer. So, you know, that's always one of the big ones that surprises me.
That's beautiful.
For sure.
Yes. Youth sports at the Y focuses on participation over pressure. So why is that philosophy so important right now?
Yeah. So I have a funny story about this.
Yeah.
Not super funny, but it's a story.
Yeah.
For as long as I had started overseeing sports, we always just wanted to teach people the basic skills of the sport.
Yeah.
Let them come in on a Tuesday, Thursday, have some fun at a really low cost.
Right.
And we did that. And then we wanted to bring in some Saturday games because we're like, well, we want to try something a little different.
Yeah.
So we brought in Saturday basketball games.
Nice.
And well, you'd think, but then we had some parents that were like, you know what, we really appreciated the non-pressure aspect of your sports. And then when we started introducing a scoreboard and competition to it, they were not as keen on it. Because that's part of what made us different. You know, you can come in, you can be absolutely amazing at a sport.
Yeah.
You can be brand new to the sport.
Yeah.
So that when I heard that kind of changed my perspective that, hey, we need to go back to what is important in the Y values and not put pressure on the kids because then they just don't enjoy it. My stepson's the same way. Once competition comes around, most of the time, he starts getting disheartened if he's not meeting certain things. So it's just the doing of the sport.
Yeah.
and connecting the parents with the coaches and things like
Got
that.
you.
That's really what's more important to us.
I love that. So from beginner swim lessons to advanced aquatics, how does the YMCA help kids build both confidence and life-saving skills in the water?
Yeah, so Arissa, our incredible
Yes.
aquatics director, she does an amazing job. And I want to
She
mention,
does.
it's not just kids too. We have
Yeah.
adult swim lessons.
Yes.
So these are life-saving skills. I hear it almost every day at the Y. Come join swim lessons, not necessarily to help your kid learn how to swim at a competitive level, like at a high school or on swim team, but if they were to fall in the water, this is going to save their life.
Yes.
And so we were awarded platinum level through some sort of, was it Waterloo votes or something like that? So we were voted platinum level. So good job, Marissa, on that.
Yes.
So we have a very, very good swim instructors. And like I said, it's not about the learning to swim for other reasons, anything else besides being safe.
Right.
Life-saving stuff.
Exactly.
So kids and adults.
Yes.
Our adult programs are just taking off. And I think they're full.
Yes.
So Arissa teaches those, I believe. Yes. So she does a good job with those too.
She's amazing.
It's amazing how many adults never learn to swim.
Right.
And it's just so important because you see it every day that something happens to somebody, especially in the summer.
Exactly.
With warmer weather coming around. Yeah.
So this is a poignant story. My mother, who passed October 31, 2025, affectionately known as Mama T, when she was in high school, she grew up on the East Coast, right on the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. She was laying out and sunning herself, and the boys from school took her and threw her into the water. She did not know how to swim, and she almost drowned. Mama T. So she went her whole life with that fear. And in 1982, I said, Mama, why don't you, since you are a member of the YMCA at St. Louis Park, check into adult swimming lessons? She's like, what? I said, no, Mama, face your fear. Do it, do it. She did it. She loved it.
I bet.
And she was in her 50s then, and she had been afraid of water her whole life. And then she moved 16 times because every single time they raised the rent, she's like to my daddy, okay, it's time for us to move. They had to have a pool so she could swim.
There you go.
Isn't that beautiful?
It's crazy, right?
I know.
Yeah.
At the YMCA.
I'm sure the satisfaction she got doing that at 50 was probably immense.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I love that story. So let's talk about the Y's Open Door Scholarship Program, which ensures access for all. What does that mean for families who might otherwise miss out?
Yeah, so our Open Door Scholarship basically means that you can come into the Y, and based on your income and some other criteria, you can get our programs for a cheaper price.
Yes.
We try to make everything affordable for everyone. The last thing we want is somebody to be not able to participate in the program because of financial limitations.
Exactly.
And so we have things for single parents and things like that. So if you fall within certain categories, come in and we'll make sure that you or your child can participate before and after, ELC, swim lessons, sports, summer camp. All those things would fall under that. So we will try our best to make it happen for you.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. And the YMCA, obviously, it's more than just fitness, more than a gym. It's about community. What's one story that perfectly captures the impact here in Black Hawk County?
Yeah, I don't think it's so much as one story. I think it's what I've seen over 3 years. When I first got to the Y 3 years ago, Norm brought me on, and Norm was just back. Our CEO, Norm Johnson. He had just came back in August, and then I started October 2nd, I believe. When I came on, it was very much the YMCA was a gym. I mean,
Are you serious?
I did not have the vibe that people knew about our before and after programs. I did not have a vibe that a lot of people knew about our summer camps or our ELC and things like that. And just the way we have shifted through our renovation and through Norm being there and kind of promoting different things, it's a complete 180 shift where I think we are starting to be more known for our programming rather than our pumping iron and that kind of stuff. So I don't think it's one specific thing. I just think it's a massive change in the trajectory of our Y and what we're doing, and the mission is getting out there. And people are starting to notice. So that's important to me.
So for someone watching us who's never stepped inside of the family YMCA of Black Hawk County, what would you say to invite them in, and what can they expect to feel when they walk through those doors?
The number one thing I will say is, yes, it's a gym. Yes, we have programs going on in there, but it really is a community building. We have a coffee table that sits out there around 9 a.m. every day. 15 to 20 people hang out, meet each other, talk forever.
Yes.
And it's just it's a community building.
Beautiful.
I don't think people realize that about us either.
Right.
You're going to make lifelong friends with staff, lifelong friends with other members.
Exactly.
I see people meeting each other every single day. And if you're like new to the area or you've never worked out at a gym, like the Y would be a good place to go. Because you're going to feel comfortable. You're not going to feel the pressures of going to another gym where everybody's taking pictures of their big muscles and videos of their big muscles and things like that. It's just very lax. And let's say you want to work out for a little bit. And then you want to go talk to people for a little bit. Like you can do both all in one, which is nice, which most gyms don't have. So yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing, that if you've never been to our YMCA or a YMCA in general, that family type atmosphere is what you're going to get.
Exactly. So lastly, the Strong Kids campaign is such a vital part of what the Y does, helping ensure no family is turned away regardless of their ability to pay. As this year's campaign wraps up May 31, what does this effort mean to you personally, and how can our viewers step up, give back, and maybe even help you and me hit our goals? Although I just reached my fundraising goal, and I'm not sure if
I'm like $200 off.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
okay,
there you
I will
go.
Get there.
Help him get there.
Yes.
So how do they do this?
Yeah, so you can go on our website and donate through our website. You can call the YMCA directly and then set up a payment plan. Like you don't need, if you want to donate $100, but you want to do it over 10 months, you're more than welcome to do that.
There you go.
We're not asking for everything up front, but the biggest thing that this Strong Kids campaign does is it helps subsidize a ton of things we do at the Y. So those open door scholarships we talked about earlier, it helps subsidize that money.
Beautiful.
It brings a lot of kids in for before and after school care and helps cover those costs. Those field trips that we do in the summer they're free. We don't charge anybody any sort of field trip fee. For any field trip we do 5. Those are all covered kind of by the Strong Kids campaign. So much of what we do is subsidized at the Y.
There you go.
We're not out there to make a buck.
No.
We're out there to support the community.
That's
and bring in and help as many kids and adults as we can. So that's why it's so important to me personally. And then my programs, most of them. So that affects me and the mission I can bring to the Y. And if we're not doing that, then I'm not doing my job.
Exactly. So we really want you to make your goal. So ladies and gentlemen, you can call the Y 233-3531, area code 319, again 319-233-3531, or stop in at 669 South Hackett Road in Waterloo. However you want to do it, make sure that you tell them that this will go for Brandon Bennett's goal. So if you write a check, if you put Brandon Bennett in the memo section, he will get credit. We just all need to make our goals. So let's make it happen for him. And for those of you who have contributed to my campaign, thank you so much. I was not expecting to meet my goal so early. Thank you. But let's let Brandon make his goal.
Give me a little bit of that.
There you go.
You know what? I will say that the campaign is doing really, really well.
Yes, it is.
You know, compared to years past, we've always done well, but I feel like this year especially, we're doing a really good job. But we need to keep that momentum going.
That's right.
You know, and you always want to go over a goal too. So it's one thing to meet a goal, but let's go over it, and then we can offer more.
There you go. Offer more.
Absolutely.
I love it. All right. Thank you so much,
thank you, Vicki.
Brandon. It was an honor and a pleasure. And you'll be here next month.
I will.
Yay.
You'll see me a lot now.
Yay.
So I will be here hanging out, and hopefully we'll just have really good discussion about the why, about the community, and where we're going.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a beautiful day.